welcome back. Let's start back with another phone call.
All right.
I was outside my car at a gas station, and a lady ran over my foot, and I went to the ER, and nothing was broken, but I had to have an MRI, and I'm having to pay for this stuff out of pocket, and my orthopedic doctor had to pay for them out of pocket because of my insurance. Personal insurance would not cover it. Her insurance company said that they were going to be responsible for my injuries. But the problem is the lady was from California, and she was in a vehicle from Georgia, and I can't find out anything except for her insurance that they said that she did have. I know eventually they're going to make me an offer, and I don't know what to do. I mean, do I need an attorney?
Thank you for your call, your advice. Does she need it? Yes, she needs an attorney. I'm going to say
Well,
that.
I mean, yeah, probably so. But this reminds me of a case that I had, St. Patrick's Day parade a few years ago, and somebody was leaving the parade and they got their foot run over by somebody leaving. And, you know, these are real injuries. You can have, whether it's broken, or you can have tendons that are strained or torn. You can have what's called plantar fasciitis. And anytime you mess with somebody's lower body or, you know, legs or feet, it's going to impact their walk. It's going to impact whether they can exercise. You can have weight gain, and it certainly can impact your work. And so what I would tell you is you're having trouble, it sounds like, tracking down the defendant. That doesn't mean you can't make a claim, because if you've got their insurance company, then you can deal with the insurance company whether or not they actually track down their client. But if you file a lawsuit, you are going to have to eventually do what's called serve them with process. And that's where, you know, in the movies they dramatically throw the papers at somebody, but you have to get a process server to actually hand the papers to the person that you're suing. There are some exceptions to that, but if they're out of state, you can have a hard time tracking that person down. Then on top of that, you run into situations where people avoid process. I do not recommend you avoid process. It's actually a crime. A good process server will actually eventually track you down, but those are all the things that you need to consider, Ann, because if you have to go the lawsuit route, you're going to have to actually serve them. The other thing is the clock's ticking, okay? I assume that it's not against a governmental entity that caused the injury, but if it is, the lawsuit, the statute of limitations, that's the time you have to file your case, can be as short as a year. But normally in Mississippi, the statute of limitations is 3 years. But if you have an incident, an injury, a wreck that happens in Mississippi, you can sue that person in Mississippi even if they're from out of state. Now, they might try to take you to federal court depending on how much money you're suing for, but those are all questions that I could answer, or that a lawyer could answer if you came in and gave us all the details. So I'm sorry about the injury. I hope that there's a quick recovery, but that's what I'd say.
And quickly, it doesn't cost to
That's a good
hire an
point.
attorney.
Yeah.
That was her question. Do I need an attorney? So it doesn't cost, right?
Yeah, I think she does need an attorney. I think since it doesn't cost anything to talk to an attorney, or just to consult a personal injury attorney, yeah, I think you should go ahead and do that, at least so you know your rights, and at least so they can get into the details and kind of go over what I was saying, because I would want to know, A, do I have a case, and B, you know, what do I need to do to make sure I protect my rights?
All right.